Hello everyone and welcome to our monthly supporter Q&A. Today I am going to be talking about the future of the gaming industry, the next generation of consoles, brand new games, and a few other fun topics. If you want to become a supporter and partake in our monthly Q&As, you can become a Dark Titan via Patreon. The link will be in the pinned comment of the video, and of course, for those of you who are just watching and are Dark Titans already, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. So let's just get right into the questions. I have quite a lot to answer today. The first one is, are you yourself looking to acquire the newer generation of consoles upon release, or will you wait? So of course, as a content creator, I do really want to purchase both of them at launch, but me, myself, I am pretty interested in them. I usually purchase new consoles at release even before I was a content creator. I do tend to lean towards Sony. I really like Sony exclusives a little bit more than Microsoft's. Obviously, I'm a fan of like Forza and Halo, but I feel like Sony usually excels, but I will most likely purchase them both at launch or within the first couple of months of launch. I want to be able to show them off on the channel and also play the new games that are going to be on them. The next question is there a franchise you'd like to see revitalized that hasn't had a new story in the last 10 years? So this one is a pretty obvious question for me. I know the answer right off the top of my head, and that would be Knights of the Old Republic. So obviously there is the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic, which I do actively play, and it does continue the story of Revan and Bastila and all of those characters, but I personally would love to see a new Knights of the Old Republic game, whether that's 3 or maybe an alternate story in the same universe. It doesn't really matter to me. I really like the Old Republic era, and if it was a franchise, it would be Knights of the Old Republic. I would 100% buy the most expensive edition, and I know a lot of you would too. With the economic losses this year, how do you think gaming in general will affect releases and prices this year? Will companies take advantage and fight for sales, delay releases, or offer nominal discounts for their respective markets? I think that companies are just going to delay games. As we know, a lot of companies don't really want to offer discounts on newer games. I think that a lot of the larger AAA games are going to be delayed 100%, and we're going to see a couple of months with not a lot of large AAA titles coming out. The next question is a follow-up to that, though. I don't really think that the economic losses this year are going to affect prices of games. I don't think that games are going to go down. Obviously, with the next generation of consoles coming out, we may see prices rise. We may see games go to $70, and there have been a lot of rumors about them going to $70, but I don't think we're going to see a drastic rise in prices, and I don't think we're going to see a large discount in prices either. How do you believe this will affect the newer generation of console releases that are allegedly supposed to be released this year? Do you believe they'll be pushed back? If so, which consoles and why? I do think that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox are going to be delayed. I know that they're still at that target for holiday. I personally think that they are going to be delayed until early 2021. Now, that isn't confirmed. We don't really know. But I just have this feeling that with all of the months that they lost, they will be delayed. We're hearing that they're not going to be, but I'm a little bit skeptical of that. If you were a gaming company, what kind of genre would you likely develop for? MMO, FPS, RTS, etc. Definitely an MMORPG. I'm a huge fan of MMORPGs, and I definitely think that I have some decent ideas for an MMO that's not on the market right now. What would your business model be given, for example, hypercrates / loot boxes, monthly subscription, DLC / add-ons, and why? I personally think MMOs are fine with like monthly subscriptions, but gaming overall I feel should go back to DLC / add-ons. I personally really preferred the time where you spent $20 or $25 every couple of months for expansions onto a game instead of companies just pumping out games and sequels. I would rather have a game just be a full experience and pay extra. I would be happy to pay even up to like $100 over the course of 2 or so years for DLC add add-ons to larger titles. I think that that is the best business model, and I think that companies should definitely go back to that one. If you could recommend one book, what would it be? It would definitely be George Orwell's 1984. If you have never read this, you definitely should. How and why did you gain interest in wrestling? What era was your favorite, and what wrestler was your favorite? I actually gained interest in wrestling through some friends of mine that I knew through Yu-Gi-Oh! They had watched it a lot, so I decided I'd start watching it. A lot of the times we'd go to like a pre-release, and it would fall on the same weekend as a large WWE event, like a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble, things like that. So we'd end up playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then going to watch it after. But wrestler that was my favorite, definitely CM Punk. I do also really like Triple H, but CM Punk is one of the best. He is one of my favorites. I know that he doesn't wrestle anymore, which is extremely unfortunate, but he was always one of my favorites. If you suddenly became in charge of Wizards of the Coast / Magic the Gathering, what would you change and why? I would change how they treat content creators. I think that Wizards of the Coast, I've voiced my opinions a lot on this, over the past 2 or 3 years has definitely changed to a company that I really don't like. I don't like how they act, I don't like how they treat consumers, and how they also treat employees from what we're hearing now. And I just definitely think that they don't appreciate the people who love their game. I think that they treat consumers now like they're walking wallets. They release many, many more products than they used to. And I just think for content creators, they need to offer and add more incentive for content creators to play Magic the Gathering. If you're a content creator, you have to basically slave away to stay in their creator program, which doesn't really offer you any benefits besides things like Magic the Gathering arena codes. I definitely think that they just need to act differently and have a slightly different mindset. Do you enjoy any esports? And if so, do you have a favorite player you follow? I do really enjoy esports. I watch a lot of them. I watch like Overwatch, I watch StarCraft and StarCraft 2. My favorite player would probably have to be Maru. He is a StarCraft 2 player. I really like him. I like Dark as well. Dark is a really good player. Obviously Flash StarCraft 1. I follow StarCraft the most. And the last question is, would you make an update to your Why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Bad and Magic the Gathering is Better video? I might at some point. I do still stand by a lot of what I said in that video. I think that the way that Konami acts is shitty. I think that the way that they reprint cards very fast is shitty. I think that the meta for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is terrible still, and it has been for many years. I still stand by a lot of what I said. I do think that, yes, Magic the Gathering is still way better than Yu-Gi-Oh! But Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a couple of things that are good about it. It's just not enough for me to want to play constantly. But those are all of the questions that I had to answer in today's Q&A video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Again, if you want to partake in our monthly Q&As, check out the links in the pinned comment. Make sure to follow me on social media and join our Discord. We are very active there. But thank you so much for watching and have a good day.